a moment like this in life that I'm reminded that, life is completely and totally unfair. That you can do everything right and things still turn out wrong. So it's now my sad duty to report to you and confirm that we have found Naomi. We found her this afternoon. The report came into my office just a little bit after 4 p.m. today.
Tragic news out of Pensacola tonight. Escambia County Sheriff deputies confirming 12-year-old Naomi Jones is dead. She'd been missing since Wednesday, and there were many details at that news conference this afternoon, so I want to go over what we know so far. Deputies say they're treating this as a homicide investigation, saying there are persons of interest who are being investigated. No word yet if anyone is in custody, and we're told the last communication Jones had was Wednesday afternoon, which was a cell phone conversation with a friend. Now, her body was discovered on Ashland Avenue near Detroit Boulevard, about 4 miles from where she was last seen at Aspen Village Apartments on East Johnson Avenue. There are still little details as to why this happened. The deputies say all they care about is bringing justice to whoever took this child's life. We want to start with our team coverage tonight. We have Asha Staples at Olive Baptist Church, where prayer vigil was held for Naomi just a few hours ago. We'll get with Asha later, but first we're going to take it out to Fox News reporter Lee Peck, who's live where her body was found in the Inslee area. Lee, I can see police lights behind you there. Investigators still there.
Yeah, Lenise, at this hour, investigators are still out here processing the scene. They've been out here nearly 6 hours. I'm going to move out the way here. Again, they've brought in those huge portable lights to help with the investigation. Now, the focus of where investigators have been processing the scene is just below this bridge on Ashland Avenue on 8 Mile Creek. That's where Naomi's body was found around 4 p.m. This afternoon. According to investigators, 2 fishermen made the gruesome discovery. Now, of course, this community, there were a lot of prayers for a different outcome. You heard this morning that early press conference. Investigators also hopeful. They were open to all possibilities as to what could have happened to Naomi. So a very tragic end to this investigation for this little girl. Word spread fast. A lot of people in this community gathered just beyond the crime tape in this neighborhood once word got out, including members of Naomi's family. Her father was out here. He and other family members visibly upset by this news. There were also volunteers who have participated in the search over the last few days. One woman tells me she was actually searching with a crew about a mile away from here an hour before Naomi's body was discovered.
It's devastating for it to be less than a mile from where we were searching and her body just to be there. It's devastating. It really is. It could have been my niece. It could have been my nephew. So it's like, it's heartbreaking.
Now, the FBI is assisting the Escambia County Sheriff's Office with this case. Of course, this is now shifting to a homicide investigation. There are several businesses around here. We're hearing possibly surveillance video, but again, a very active homicide investigation. A lot of people, like you just heard, heartbroken. They're hoping for a speedy investigation and one that brings whoever did this to justice. We'll, of course, continue to follow this case and bring more to you as information is available. Lenise?
All right, thanks, Lee. In just a few minutes after Escambia County Sheriff Morgan made that announcement that Naomi's body had been found, a vigil was held at Olive Baptist Church. Fox News reporter Asha Staples was there for that. Asha, you said earlier a lot of tears.
That's right, Lenise. A lot of tears, a lot of sadness here tonight in the Pensacola community. What was supposed to have been a prayer service to help encourage and strengthen those that were helping with finding Naomi over the course of 6 days, actually changed into a prayer service for a family that is hurting. Prayers to bring a 12-year-old Naomi Jones home turned into tears of sorrow tonight.
Father, I pray for that strength right now for this family. I pray for that hope and that mercy and that grace that is so desperate in this community.
During a press conference held by the Escambia County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff David Morgan addressed where the investigation of Naomi Jones now stands.
I want to emphasize that the investigation now enters another phase, and that's the phase of a homicide investigation.
After Sheriff Morgan broke the devastating news to the community, people from all walks of life poured into Olive Baptist Church to turn their focus to prayer for a family in need.
I'm glad the community came out, strong like they did. Just said that we had to find it this way.
Very saddened, but I'm praying for the family. We came out Saturday for the search, but it's real heartbreaking.
My grandson is almost 12, which is her age, and it's saddened. I really, really feel bad for the family, and I hope the mom can get through this. By the grace of God, she will.
As investigators go from rescue to recovery mode, many are hoping by the grace of God, justice for precious Naomi will be served.
I'm praying for her family, and it's just very devastating and heartbreaking.
Now, Sheriff Morgan says in finding the body of Naomi today, a lot of the interviews, a lot of the persons of interest, and even the time as to when Naomi went missing is starting to make a lot more sense. And now, as this is now a homicide investigation, we'll continue to follow this story and bring you any updates that we get. For now, I'm Asha Staples reporting live from Pensacola for Fox 10 News.
All right, thanks, Asha. Several people have been asking why an Amber Alert wasn't issued after Jones disappeared. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement says the evidence surrounding her disappearance wasn't enough to warrant an Amber Alert. In Florida, there has to be a clear indication a child was abducted before an Amber Alert can be sent out. And while there wasn't enough evidence for an Amber Alert, a missing child alert was issued instead. A missing child alert isn't as widely broadcast as an Amber Alert, but investigators say it's an important tool when the lives of missing children are in danger. You can count on Fox News to bring you details of this story on air and online at Fox.